chapter 9.2, we're going to be talking about angles and radian measures. So you will be introduced with a very important concept in trigonometry. Let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we're going to be talking about how to draw angles in standard precisions. Um, you guys going to start with the initial side, which is going to be right here. It's going to be starting from the positive x-axis. And then you're going to be given with the angle. It could be any degree, okay? You guys going to be going counterclockwise, okay? If it's given to you with a positive angle, or clockwise if it's a negative angle. So this is going to be a positive angle, and then clockwise is going to be negative. Wherever you stop at, it's called the terminal side, okay? And then the origin right here, we call it the vertex. But in here, it's less important that we talk about vertex. So I'm going to show you guys how to draw the angles in standard precision next. Example, okay? So let's just say 120 degrees. So you guys are going to draw the XY axis, okay? And we know that this is the positive x-axis is the initial side, and then you're going to draw 120 degrees. So here is the concept. This is a right angle, which means that quadrant 1 is 90 degrees. And every quadrant, we got a right angle. So you can just think of it as every quadrant is 90 degrees. Okay? So when you guys are drawing 120 degrees, you're going to go counterclockwise, and then for 120, you gotta have to pass the first quadrant, and then how much more? You're gonna go 30-degree more. Okay, so 90 plus 30, that's 120. So you guys gonna draw a line somewhere right here. Okay, a little messy. I'm gonna show you guys one more time. Okay, let's do that again for number 2, 400 degrees. Okay, so this time you guys gonna see that if you go counterclockwise for full circle, we know that every circle is 360 degrees, and then you're gonna have to go a little more. So what you're gonna do is just a different color. You're gonna go 40 more. Okay, then you'll be able to find out 400 degrees is basically right here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now this time we're gonna be dealing with the negative angles, negative degrees. So start from the initial side, and then you're gonna go negative 135. So you're gonna go clockwise, and you know that if you pass the quadrant 4, and if you go a little more, this is negative 90 degrees. And if you go 45 degrees more, you're gonna have your, oops, I should say another 45 degree, but negative. You will have your terminal side at quadrant 3. Okay, so all these questions, basically you're just going to be drawing a line. Okay, let's go to number 4. So negative 210. So you're going to go you're going to go clockwise. That's going to give you a negative 90. And then passing another quadrant, another 90 degrees, or I should say negative 90s. And then that's already 180. So just negative 30 more to get to negative 210. Okay, so your terminal side is going to be something like this. Okay, you don't have to draw it so accurately. You just kind of draw a line on the right quadrant, and that's all I'm asking from you guys. Okay, let's do a couple more. So 60, this one is easy. So it's a positive angle, so you're gonna have to go counterclockwise from the initial side. So something like this, 60 degrees. And then your terminal side is gonna be here. And the last one, negative 275. So you're gonna go clockwise because it's a negative. You're gonna have negative 90 here, another negative 90, and another negative 90. That makes it negative 270, and then 5 more. Okay, so your terminal side is going to be somewhere over here. Okay, that's how you draw the angles in standard precision. Okay, so the next concept we're going to talk about coterminal angles. So coterminal angles is basically saying that if I give you guys a terminal side, you can count from using clockwise or counterclockwise. Well, let's just say this is 60 degrees. Okay, you can count counterclockwise by 60 degrees, or you have another option. You can count clockwise like that for negative 300. Either way, you guys are gonna get the same angle. Okay, so to expand on that idea, how do you find positive and negative coterminal angles? For example, 165. So how do you draw 165? Since it's a positive, so you guys gonna go counterclockwise. So you guys going to go 90, positive 90, and then you're gonna go another 75. Okay, so your terminal side is gonna be something over here. Okay, now here is the concept. How do you find one more positive angle that's going to stop at where I'm at right here for the terminal side? And one angle that's a negative. Okay, so if you count it from the other way, you can find a negative. Okay, so let's figure it out. This is what you do. I'm using a long way to show you. This is 90, and then quadrant 3 is 90. And then we know that the second quadrant should come out to be 90 as well. I already passed 75. So what's left here is 15. So you just use 90 plus 90 plus 15. So you get 195. But it's going to be a negative, okay? So it's going to be negative 195. It's a little unclear right here, but I'm gonna do it again. It's gonna be negative 195 degrees. Okay. Um, that's a long way. That's the full explanation, but I don't want to do that. So, is there an easy way to do this? Of course. But let me explain one more about the another positive coterminal angle. Okay. So earlier we talked about that your terminal side is right here. And how do you find another one that's going to be a positive angle that's having the same terminal side? So this is what you do. So we have it counted up to 165, but what happened if you just go another circle? Okay, so that would be 165 plus 360. Okay, that's how you're gonna find the another coterminal angle. That's also positive. So you're gonna get 525. So 525 is going to be the coterminal positive angle. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna use a simple way to help you guys find coterminal angles. Earlier was just some explanation. Now let's just make it easy. So for the positive one, you just use 165 plus 360, and then you're gonna get 525. So 525 degrees. For the negative one, negative coterminal angle, use 165 to subtract 360. That's how you get negative 195. Understand that they all lie on the same terminal line. Okay, for this next one, so for the positive one, so you got negative 82 plus 360. Hey, this is a time that you can use calculator at home. Why not, right? 278 degrees. For the negative one, use negative 82, subtract 360, you got negative 442 degrees. Okay, that's the negative coterminal angle. Next one, big topic, we're going to talk about a different measure called the radian. The radian measures. First of all, before talking about radians, I want to talk about circumference of a circle. So I'm going to just draw a circle right here. Oops. Draw a circle right here. Okay, you know that the circumference is 2 pi r. And you know that a circle is 360 degrees. Okay, which means that this brings us to a concept of that 360 degrees is basically 2 pi. Okay, if you divide it by 2 on both sides, you have 180 degrees is a pi. Okay, so we can also say that, oops, 180 degrees is pi radian. I should say pi radians. Okay, if you divide it by pi on both sides, you have 180 degrees divided by pi is 1 radian. So what is the measure of 1 radian? We do know that pi is 3.14. So if you use 180 divided by 3.14, 1 radian is approximately 57.3 degrees. Okay, you don't have to memorize this, but just understand that 1 radian is 57.3 degrees. Okay, so now let's convert degrees to radians. So first of all, if I give you 315, this is what you do. 315 degrees, you want to multiply by pi over 180. Okay, because earlier we talked about that pi is basically 180 degrees. Okay, so when you do that, you just multiply across, so you have 315 pi over 180. Okay, now you're gonna have to simplify this. This can be simplified to 7 pi over 4. This is gonna be in radian. So this is 7 pi over 4 radians. You're gonna do the same thing over here for number 2. So use a different color. So you're gonna use 10 to multiply by pi over 180. Okay, multiply across, you have 10 pi over 180, and then you simplify it to pi over 18. Okay, that's a radian for 10 degrees. Let's look at the next one. What about negative degree? So negative 300, do the same thing over here, pi over 180. Okay, so you have negative 300 pi over 180. Now you can go ahead and simplify the 300 and 180. So it becomes negative 5 pi over 3. Change the color. So 135, you're going to multiply by pi over 180. So multiply across 135 pi over 180. Okay, so this one's going to be a little tougher, but if you simplify, you should get 3 pi over 4. Okay, so this is the part where you change from degrees to radians. What about the other way around? Now I'm going to give you radians. How do you change the degrees? So use the 35 pi over 18. Earlier, we multiplied by pi over 180. Okay, but here, if you look at it, if you multiply across, you guys are going to get some crazy numbers like 35 pi squared. This is not going to work. Okay, you want to try to cancel out the pi. So you don't want to use pi over 180. This time, you want to use 180 over pi. By doing that, you'll be able to cancel out the pi's. Okay, you'll be able to cancel out the 180 with the 18, gives you with 10, and you just multiply across. Your answer is going to be 350. Okay, next one. You have negative 19 pi over 360. Oops, sorry, 336 multiplied by 180 over pi. And now you guys will be able to cancel out the pi's and multiply across. Okay, that one should give you 95 degrees, negative 95 degrees. Okay, next one, 8 pi over 3, you want to multiply by 180 over pi. Okay, so start canceling out the pi's, multiply across, you should get 480 degrees. Hey, feel free to use calculator. I'm not stopping you guys, okay? Number 4. So you have a different color. You got negative 5 pi over 3. Now you want to multiply by 180 over pi. Multiply across, cancel out everything. You should get negative 300 degrees. All right, that's it for chapter 9.5. Sorry, 9.2. Good luck. Hope you guys are staying safe. I'll see you in the next lesson.